Yes, good morning. Good morning. It's back with another episode of the daily routine. I just said episode as if I'm doing this like a TV show or something or whatever. I don't know. Maybe we'll turn it to something like that. All I know is this look, my lighting is never great. The audio may not be the greatest. The video quality may not be the greatest, but there's some quality information here. On today, there's only one new expired listing that I'm going to call. But first, I need to share an update on the appointment that I set last week. If you saw that video, if you didn't see it, I linked it down in the description below. You can go check it out. It's about 20 minutes, but the call is probably within the first 6 to 7 minutes there, something like that in that video. So you'll be able to find it. Anyway, there was a guy. It's a great house over the neighborhood just north of Minneapolis. And I called him, set the appointment. I was using a brand new script that day. Felt really good about it. When I left the appointment, the one thing that I told myself is I should have pre-qualified. Pre-qualifying is something that I feel like is very important because what you want to do is it either allow you to figure out, do I want to wait to meet with this person, or should I walk into this appointment expecting even to get the listing, or should I just cancel the appointment altogether? Right. So this guy did want to meet. He didn't quite know exactly what to do at the time. When I met with him, when I talked to him on the phone, it was the first day that his house had expired. I don't even think he knew that it was off the market yet, because his agent was doing some pretty interesting things, is what he explained to me on the phone. Um, so I set the appointment. I go talk to him. I think he was still trying to figure out what he wanted to do. It's his sister's home. She had passed away. He's now taking care of it, trying to take care of the sale, get it sold. House they grew up in. There's some emotions there. I get to the appointment. He starts telling me that he has some people that might be interested in buying it, maybe 3 or 4 people that have actually made him like verbal offers, like his neighbor and stuff like that. Who knows if this is true? I don't know. I don't assume the worst out of people. Um, so after the appointment, it was great. While he was at the appointment, he said when he did list, he would list with me. That's great. He just wasn't sure yet, so he told me to give him a week. This is where I said I should have I should have qualified better on the actual phone call, right? Because I would have asked something more like, "Hey, when I come out today, and if everything makes sense, what would you like to do, or what would you do at that point?" Right? Because that'll tell me is like if he likes everything, then I know that I can walk out of there with a signed listing agreement, or I'm going to walk out of there and expect there's going to be some follow up. This time I should have known that there was going to be some follow up because he wanted me to follow up yesterday. Mind you, I'm recording this on Friday, October 21st. It's about 8:30 a.m. I'm late. I know normally I'm on here before 8 making my calls, but today just one expired. It's a condo, whatever. Um, Walk out of the appointment, set another appointment for yesterday at 10 a.m. for a follow up call, right? I end up calling him yesterday at 10 a.m. He tells me that some other agent, don't know, agreed to put his house on the market for just 3 weeks because somehow he was able to convince that agent that it will make more sense to do that because the holidays are coming up and nobody wants to sell on the holidays. And he's pretty stuck in his ways on that, right? So while I was on the phone with him yesterday, I grilled him pretty good. I said, "So what happened between now and then, right? Like what's changed? Something seems different with you." And he said, "Yeah, well, I just realized that I don't want to be traveling back and forth to the house to clean it up for showings during the holidays and blah, blah, blah." Right. So I asked, I said, "Is it more of a convenience thing for you? Or is it that you truly feel that your house isn't going to sell over the holidays?" Because keep in mind, I've sold homes all throughout the year. I feel like we actually here in Minnesota have a dip just before the holidays, and there's a spike just during Thanksgiving, between Thanksgiving and Christmas. Then we see the dip again, and that dip goes until about late February, March, and then we're into the spring, summer selling season. All right. And I've been doing this for 15 years. I'm telling him all this. He's like, "Yeah, that's great." I said, "Okay, Mr. Seller, what do you want to do?" I said, seems like you've let this agent kind of convince you of what you want to do. I'd be willing to give you a 30-day contract because look, if you're going to negotiate, negotiate, right? I said, "Here, listen, knowing what I know, you're going to get some serious buyers coming through your property, especially if you decide to price it right this time during that Thanksgiving time. I know this. I've seen it happen. I've done it. I've sold plenty of homes during the Thanksgiving weekend, right? I said, so give me 30 days starting November 1st to December 1st, and let's see what the market tells us, right? He starts hemming and hawing, thinking about it. Okay. I said, okay, well, doesn't sound like that's something that you want. So feel free to tell me no. If you're leaning towards the other agent, just let me know now. He said, yeah, that's where I'm leaning. Great. Thanks for your time. I wish you the best of luck. Right? That's what you do. You let it go. You push a little bit. You ask those questions. You get an understanding of what happened, what's going on, where are they leaning, but don't beg for the business. You know what I mean? For all I know, this guy could have used everything that I told him at the appointment and found a way to get what he wanted out of another agent. Who knows? You never know what people's motives are. You never know what people are going to do. I, over the time, have become jaded. Prospects who don't know you, trust you, or like you will tell you anything to basically either get through an appointment, get you off the phone, whatever. Until they trust you, until they like you, is that's when you're going to get the business, right? So I came in, I thought I had built up that good amount of trust. Apparently, the other agent told him everything that he wanted to hear. You're going to catch that more often, right? The more business you do, the more appointments you go on, you're not going to get all of them. So check out that video and see how I set that appointment. And when I left that appointment, I kind of had this feeling that, got a feeling that when I called back yesterday, that he might have a different story, right? Either the house had sold or he's going to wait until the spring, summertime, in between now and then, who knows? It might even pop back up on the market and I see it. But here's what I am pretty confident about. I'm pretty confident I'm going to see it pop up on the expired listings again in that 3 week time frame. Just because where he wants to price it with this other agent and the fact that he's only going to put it out there for 3 weeks, it's not going to work, right? So guess what's going to happen? I'm going to end up calling him back. And at that point, if he remembers me, maybe he'll listen to me a little bit more and maybe I'll get that listing and get him priced right and get it off the market. All right. Anyway, that's the story. Check out that other video down below. I linked it there. Um, you can see it. I also did a short, but I'm not really good with these YouTube shorts yet. I don't even know if it was out there or what happened with it or, blah, blah, blah. But listen, there's one new expired listing today. I'm going to call that listing here. I'm going to see if they even answer. It is a condo. I don't typically call on condos, but I know the building. Um, and it's a pretty nice building. So I think that, it's one that could have some potential, but it was only in the market for about 20 days or so. So with condos, what I've learned is that when I see them on the market for a short period of time like that, typically what happens is that they tried it out and they decided to rent it out. But we're gonna see if they answer. I'm late. I know I'm not going to be one of the first agents to call, so by now they may have already gotten a ton of calls. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe there's a lot more agents who are not calling on condos at the moment. Um, but first, let me check and see if these people are agents. Oh no, they're gay. Looks like they live there. It's not an absentee owner, expired listing. So here we go. Give them a call. Oh, I also have a couple that I can follow up on this morning from yesterday that I didn't get to follow up on last night. Yeah, I do that here. Hi, Donna. This is Blake Wallace with Wallace Realty Group. My phone number is 612-643-9379. Give me a quick phone call here just because I noticed that you had were trying to sell your your property there at the Carlisle, and I specialize in working with sellers like yourself that didn't sell the first time. I've got a 23-point marketing plan that I love to sit down, get in front of you, and see if there's any way that I can offer you my help. If that's something that you want, give me a call back at 612-643-9379. 612-643-9379. Thank you. Probably wondering why I left a voicemail there. It went directly to voicemail. So she either has gotten blown up this morning and has gotten her turned her phone off so that she's no longer getting those calls. So it's best for me to just go ahead and leave that voicemail because chances are if I call back again, phone is still going to be off or going straight to voicemail. So what I'll do is just write her a quick letter and send that off, and then just kind of keep her in my follow up campaign. Call her once a week and see if that line kind of opens up. However, in the meantime, there's another phone number here that I'm going to try. See if that phone number works. Nah, you know what? I'm gonna leave it alone. So my plus lead shows when there's owner one and owner two, and usually there's multiple numbers down in the information that they're able to get. I've seen up to like 8 or 9 phone numbers, right? But typically I stick to calling the ones that are registered as owner. So if there's an owner one, owner two, I'm assuming it's a husband and wife or a partner, or couple, whatever it may be. So I will call those 2 numbers and leave it be. Some of the other numbers may be their parents, their children, something like that. So I just don't bother going down the long list of anybody that's not actually listed like as an owner because typically what isn't incorrect is the address. If it still pulls up that they're still living there, chances are they do still live there. So by me mailing a letter, mailing some other items to them to try to get their attention, and then following up with calls once a week or something like that, typically you will have a better chance of getting in contact with them. All right. So that's that. Uh, Let me pull up these other follow-ups right quick. There were 3 from yesterday. I'm not just one. Did that one. 3 from yesterday. There we go. All right. Nah, I'm actually not calling this one back. I'm gonna leave this one alone. Guys, don't be afraid to be picky with the listings that you take or you want to take. You want to take listings that are going to sell, right? If you see a property and it's expired and the property is in horrible shape, um, looks like it hasn't been maintained in a long time, then the reason why it expired is for that reason. So why would you take on a listing like that? Unless you take it on as is listing and extremely discount the price, um, there's no point in even wasting your time with it. So it doesn't seem like these people, based on the price, were very realistic at first. And from pictures, what I see here, it's an abandoned property. So it's just not the type of listings that I take. I called them yesterday, and um, I set up the follow up out of habit, but I'm not calling them back. Let's move on. Here we go. Go on the voicemail. Hi, Stephen. This is Blake Wallace with Wallace Realty Group. My phone number is 612-643-9379. Giving you a call just because I understand you've been trying to sell your house here on 36th Avenue, and I specialize in working with sellers like yourself who listed once and weren't able to get it sold the first time. Got a 23-point marketing plan that I'd love to get in front of you, see if there's any way that I can offer my help. So if that's something that you want, go ahead and give me a call back at 612-643-9379. That's 612-643-9379. Thank you. Straightforward and direct. So mark that as a voicemail. I'm actually going to write them a letter today, and then they're going to be on my weekly call list going forward. Things kind of clocking a little bit, things moving slowly this morning. Here we go. Put that on my calendar. The coffee is iced this morning. It's supposed to be a rare, halfway decent, warm day today in Minnesota, mid-October. I mean, almost 70 degrees. I know people are going to be losing their minds, especially because it's Friday. You know, I have a special holiday I call Fuck It Friday. Excuse my language, but that's what it is. That's what today is. If any of y'all follow Diddy on Instagram or anything like that, you'll understand what that holiday is as well. Even though it doesn't sound like it, it's all about keeping it positive. So that's what I'm doing today, keeping it positive and keeping it moving and booming. One last follow-up coming up. You guys have to excuse me while I update all my things here, but just like to keep it organized. I don't quite know about this property. Do a little research here. Um, the other thing that I want to say is, it's okay to take your time with things. I'm doing this in real time, so you kind of see the time that it takes to pull up information that I want to know and get to the people that I want to get to, right? There's a lot of times where people are not answering the phone. There's a lot of times where I'm leaving voicemails. A lot of times where I'm, writing letters, getting to people. Do I get calls back? Absolutely. Yes, I get calls back. Oftentimes it's just to let me know that either I called the wrong number, which I forgot on my voicemail to say I hope I had the right number, but both of them said their names. So um, I'm writing letters, I'm sending off different mail pieces, I'm doing things like that. It's all a part of prospecting. Prospecting is not just the call. The prospecting is also the follow up, right? So the time you spend prospecting is the time you spend prospecting. Half your day should be reaching out to people who want to, in my opinion, who want to sell a house. A lot of people say want to buy or sell, who want to sell a house because I work mainly with listings. But I just wanted to do a little bit of research on this one before I called them back. So I am going to, it's a nice place and I think it would sell. I'm not sure why it didn't sell the first time or what happened there, but maybe they'll answer and I'll find out. Mike, hey, this is Blake from over at Wallace Realty. I know I gave you a call out the blue, but is this a convenient time to talk? Hey, I was giving you a call about the property on Magnolia Avenue East. I understand you've been trying to sell that property. Is that right? Okay. Well, listen, I specialize in listing and selling properties that didn't sell the first time. I was wondering if there was a time I can get together with you and kind of show you. Say what? No, yeah, I'm a real estate agent. I was looking to help you list it if that was something you wanted. All right. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yes. Okay. So what happened there? I don't deal with people that try to talk over me, and like and overpower the situation. I'm very straightforward and direct. I'm gonna let you know I'm looking for a listing. I want to get in front of you, talk to you. But he started talking over me. He called me bro a couple times. I don't do that. And then he also said that his I don't know, sound like he said his girlfriend or somebody is a realtor, so he was good. So they can keep listing that property and keep coming on and off the market if they want to, but I'm not going to go back and forth and do the argue thing. I think he thought that I wanted to buy it. Not sure why. When I said Wallace Realty, didn't say that I was an investor. But once he found out that I was a real estate agent, he started to cut me off and do things like that. So um, I get short. I return the same energy that I get on the phone. Some people say I probably shouldn't do that, but if that's the type of person you're going to be, that's not the type of person I want to work with, right? You can be picky with that too. So chastise me if you want to, but you know what that does? It allows me to clean up my CRM. I will not waste a dime contract. I will not waste a dime marketing to this person. Um, ugh, they actually had in the listing that contract for deed financing is available. If that's coming back, that absolutely sucks, but probably a reason why, one of the reasons why it expired too. So anyway, I called them, I contacted them. It's great. So glad that I did because I can get them out of there. It doesn't piss me off. I just don't I just don't deal with it. Like don't cut me off, especially don't call me bro because he called me bro a couple times because he thought that I was probably going into a spiel, but he asked me if I was an agent. So I said, yes, I'm an agent looking to see if I can help you list it again. And as I was saying that, he was still trying to talk over me saying, bro, bro, bro. So no, 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 no. What you don't understand is I am my own boss. I'm not your boss. I am my own boss. I don't have to necessarily answer to you, calling to see if there's any way that we can work together. I don't work for you. We work together. I give you my expertise, and in trade, you pay me for my services, right? I advise you on what's the best things to do. Our job as real estate agents, expose the property, analyze the market, advise your clients accordingly. That's it. That's what my job is, right? Other than that, that's what it is. That's what my business is. My business is exposing properties, analyzing the market, and advising my clients accordingly. That's what I know, that's what I present, and that's what I represent. Anyway, this has been the daily routine. Happy Friday. I'm going to keep on getting some follow up done throughout the day because I got some mail to put together, run it over to the post office, get that out the way, and then I'm going to enjoy the rest of my weekend. Y'all be cool. Thanks for watching.